welcome everybody to some Ghost Recon Frontline gameplay. I think this game has the potential to be a very fun tactical FPS shooter, unlike a lot of people on the internet who are disliking this game like crazy. Now, let's have an open mind as we watch this gameplay here. I'm going to get into why I think all these dislikes are happening, and I'm also going to get into more details on this game. Let's actually look at the gameplay here before we get clicking and clacking on our mouse and keyboards and throwing hate all over the place and doing this and that. Let's actually give this game a chance first and check out this gameplay, get into the details of it and more. So first up, Ghost Recon Frontline is going to have 100 plus players. It's going to be free to play. It's going to be first person perspective, as I said earlier. In the expedition mode, as they're calling it, we'll have 3-player squads. Now I'm going to keep going down the list. Stop me when you hear something you don't like, alright? Or let me know in the comments below. You can choose how you want to win. So this is kind of like a spin-off of a battle royale situation here. There's going to be different objectives. You got to recover and extract intel. There's going to be classes and abilities. You got to gear up, get your gear together, place defenses down, stuff like that, drive land transport vehicles. And the developers say in the video, military, authentic, massive PvP shooter is what it's going to be. A tactical action game. So Ghost Recon fans, what's there not to like about all of that? You want a tactical shooter? There's nothing more tactical than 100 plus players battling it out for the #1 spot. Now, alright, there's a lot of BR games, okay? But this is going to be a different spin on the BR genre. There's going to be more freedom here, more players, more tools at your disposal. There's also going to be different game modes coming with each new season. So this game is going to be evolving and changing. It's not going to be the same old BR like I think a lot of dislikers are concerned about. The BR genre, maybe you're getting a little tired of it, but give this one a chance, man, because you got to collect your intel, extract that. It's going to cause a lot of situations to occur, good shootouts in between, reaching that end game of the match there. Unlike a lot of BR games like Call of Duty that are more traditional BR experiences, another free-to-play game. So this game is going to have some competition going up against the free-to-play Call of Duty Warzone, but it's doing some things different, and that's what it needs to do to succeed. And I think this game, I mean, just look at it, guys. It looks solid. Placing the defenses down, something you can't do in Call of Duty. Some of the objectives are going to be different than what you're doing in Call of Duty BR. I don't think a lot of people even saw this gameplay that you guys are fortunate enough to see here on Controller Sports, because I don't think a lot of people made it that far into the announcement video. First, they showed kind of cinematic-y looking things. I gotta admit, some of the Ubisoft facial features and cutscenes are kind of rough, alright? But once you look at straight-up gameplay, I mean, I get a whole different feeling. It looks polished, it looks solid, and this is early on too. So once we get in there and they put the more polish on it, guys, this thing is looking solid to me. I don't know. You want a tactical shooter? Here it is. Like I said before, there's nothing more tactical than a BR experience. Now, this game is going to be a little bit different, like I said, than your average BR. Don't get too bent out of shape because I'm comparing it to BR games. I'm doing that because it's, last team standing. It's big maps. It's a lot of players. A lot of the dislikes are coming from people that are bent out of shape. It's not a single player game or something. Guys, are you stuck in the original Ghost Recon? If they had the ability to make a game like this back then, they would have. Times are changing. Things are evolving, and I think they're evolving in the right direction. If this ain't your type of game, I don't know what is, guys. You want tactical, you want strategy. This is where you do it in a setting like this, guys. I mean, what, you want to be playing against AI? AI is not advanced enough for you to even need to deploy any kind of tactics. You can just run and gun, and they're dumb. What you want is PvP if you want a tactical shooter. You don't want AI, single player, this and that. I think a lot of players, man, they don't know what to do. And given freedom, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know where to go. They're used to having their handheld in these single player games, and they don't know what to do out there on the battlefield. There's no minuses in my book. My biggest concern is it going to be different enough from Warzone to compete and maybe even take over that Warzone spot, that Call of Duty Warzone spot? It's going to be free to play. That's what they got to to do, because we saw Battlefield 5 Firestorm couldn't compete with Call of Duty, even though I think it had better graphics, had better destruction, better this and that, but it wasn't free to play, so that barrier of entry was too high for people to really, get in there in the amount of numbers that Call of Duty had. But with this being free to play, I see a lot of potential here. I don't know what all the dislikes are about. Let's get into some of these comments on the YouTube video to see what these people are bitching and complaining about. The video's got 4.8k likes to 17k dislikes, so that is a terrible like to dislike ratio. Let's see what some of the top commenters are saying here. They say it's impressive that they took everything people said they hated and delved deeper into that to create this game. I don't know what you guys hate. A lot of players on a map. You guys hate a big map? Is that what you guys were saying you guys hate? What do you like, small maps, confined spaces? There is an argument to be made that a game like Rainbow Six being small is still tactical. Do you want a smaller, confined tactical experience like Rainbow Six? Now, that might make sense, but you got Rainbow Six. I don't think anyone's doing that better than Rainbow Six right now. I think a lot of people think, Ubisoft just can't pull off a decent game, but Rainbow Six is solid, man. So they can do it again if they want to. They just don't want to step on the toes of Rainbow Six. So instead of going confined like Rainbow Six, let's open it up, go bigger with a 100+ player map. Top commenter says Breakpoint says, I'm the worst Ghost Recon game, and Ubisoft says, worst Ghost Recon game so far. So they think this formula is going to be worse than Breakpoint? I don't think so, guys. This is a complete departure from the disaster, the underselling Breakpoint. Breakpoint didn't work. They're trying something different. What's wrong with that? Now, I see a trend here. Everyone, it seems to be doing this whole, play act thing. I don't know if they're a bunch of theater nerds or what, but they're like writing out a script here, but they're in their fictional universe, what Ubisoft is saying, and then what the fans respond. So here's another one. Ubisoft says, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our fans, and fans say, can we get another Splinter Cell? Ubisoft. So anyway, here's a BR game that no Tom Clancy fans asked for. Sometimes you guys don't know what's best for you. You guys want another Splinter Cell game? Same old Splinter Cell experience over and over again? That's what you guys want? You trying to run Ubisoft into the ground or what, guys? People aren't going to keep buying the same stuff over and over again. They're trying something new here. Give them a chance. Another top comment says, isn't there already a Call of Duty this year? Call of Duty Vanguard? What does that have to do with Ghost Recon Frontline? Two completely different style of shooter games. We can compare this to Call of Duty Warzone. That's a 100+ player big open map experience, but I think this could compete with Warzone if they do things that are unique enough, which it seems like they're doing. This ain't just a typical BR, so there's enough room for this and Call of Duty, that's for sure. This guy says, Ubisoft after this game fails miserably. I guess there's just not that much interest in the Ghost Recon IP anymore. Well, Breakpoint failed miserably, but they didn't give up on it. They're trying something new, doing what they think fans will like, what they'll enjoy. Shoot, I think I'll enjoy this too. I don't know what you guys, maybe a tactical FPS isn't really what you guys want. Maybe you should stick to, I don't know, MMOs or something, role-playing games. If this isn't down your alley, then go play something else, guys. But given this dislikes and just Call of Duty and all over it for no reason, I just don't understand it. There was a BR game that Ubisoft came out with called Hyperscape that failed. So maybe they think they're just going to get ahead of it, and they think, well, Ubisoft doesn't know how to make a BR game. Hyperscape didn't work, but that was a completely over-the-top kind of arcadey, wacky shooter. This is a more grounded military tactical shooter. This is different than Hyperscape, a completely different formula that might work, guys, so give it a chance. This guy says, everyone says we want single player new Splinter Cell game. Ubisoft says, did y'all say Battle Royale? So this guy, I think there's a lot of people that just want a new Splinter Cell single player game. They don't like when they don't get that, so they're gonna dislike anything that's not a single player Splinter Cell game. They need to make a Splinter Cell game with more replayability. I know this Ghost Recon game is going to have more replayability than a single-player Splinter Cell game. Way more value in my book. I'm hyped up for that. So is this people are just bent out of shape because they're not getting their Splinter Cell game and they're throwing a hissy fit? Don't overlook these BR games just because there's been a lot of bad ones. Just like there's been a lot of any type of other genre of game, there's been bad and good. And just because there's a couple bad games doesn't mean the genre should never be revisited. For example, there's been a lot of RPG games that have been trashed, but does that mean no one should ever make an RPG game again? No. Just make a good BR game that's going to improve upon and do unique things and refresh the genre, and that looks like what they're doing. I just do not understand some people. On top of it all, this is going to be free to play. You don't even have to pay any goddamn money for it. I think they're doing everything right here. They're being pushed in this direction as well to make a free to play game, because that's what works. That's what people these days are playing. Competitive free to play, big map, big player count games, because that's what players gravitate to for a reason. It's fun. A lot of times it works when done right, and they're also very successful. So you vote with your playtime. That's what these players are playing. I really think, I don't know if this is a vocal minority of people that are disliking this video. It could be, or maybe there's just a lot of lost, confused gamers out there. They overlook these games that they could be having a lot of fun with. I just think gamers need to have an open mind, and you miss out on a lot of good opportunities. This is just a life lesson, if you will, to take this, as just a life lesson. When you don't have an open mind, you miss out on a lot of good opportunities. Now, I'm all for being critical and being, holding these companies accountable, demanding the best out of these companies. We invest a lot of our time, a lot of our money into these companies, and they should be giving us what we want, and that's what they're trying to do. And they do their research, and they see what players are playing these days, mostly what these players are wanting for the most part. And it's not a single player 2001 style Ghost Recon game that's outdated. It's this type of game. Games are evolving, and I like the larger scale, more freedom to the player direction games are going in. So I think a lot of gamers, they just want to do a lot of talking. I don't know how into games they really are. I don't know if they're in it just for the money, just to have something to complain about. If a tactical FPS game is what you're looking for, I don't see what's wrong with this game yet. Time will tell. I'm not saying this is going to be the most successful game ever, but the dislikes, I think, are way uncalled for this early until we see more. From what they've showed, there's really, what's there not to like so far? I'm looking forward to this game. I'm going to keep you guys posted on it, and, I'll be straight up. If I'm not feeling it, I ain't feeling it, but so far, so good, guys. So, keep going, Ghost Recon Frontline. Don't listen to all these dislikers who don't even know. I don't think they know what they really want. If you got a vision for the future, keep it going, and the haters will come around eventually. They'll download it for free, and they'll say, this ain't too bad. And as the word gets out down the line and more people speak up like myself, who aren't just a bunch of followers or naysayers, I think this game will come around, much like Fallout 76. Over time, people are starting to come around to it and realize that, this is at least a decent game here. It doesn't deserve all the hate that it's getting. I think we could see the same situation with Ghost Recon Frontline, as long as they, stay true to what their vision is, what they think they should be doing, as long as they support it and keep improving it, and they don't abandon it. I think this game could definitely be at least a whole lot of fun. Could compete with the big ones out there too. So have an open mind, guys, and until next time, this has been Rusty Pfluger, over and out.